Okay, Dot Tone Dan. I wanted to talk about this this art here. It's a printed T-shirt. It's 4-color process with a base white and a top white. And I believe it's straight 4-color process on this particular one. We've got 2 other jobs just like this with this kind of a painterly texture to it. And the thing about this is, when you first look at this and you look at the other samples, they look like excellent 4-color process prints, and they are good. So if you look at them on the shirt rack, you know, it looks like a great print, nothing to complain about. But so we're separating these to kind of pull them from, at the request of our customer, to pull them from another company that's printing these overseas. And they're doing excellent printing, so it must be a price factor. And we are doing excellent printing ourselves, so we can handle that. But I wanted to show you like the original artwork and the differences. And so overall, you can see texture all throughout there, like this jacket. Just check out this jacket, for example. And then you look at the printed jacket on the shirt, and you know, all that detail is gone. So mostly it's pretty solid school color with a halftone over top. So yeah, it does have a little bit of yellow texture that's supposed to knock out of there a little bit more. But you know, if you look at this one, for example, it's got a definite different kind of brush stroke texture, almost a dab. And so these are the subtle differences that I would normally pull out and make sure that they get enhanced when, you know, we're doing the separations, like all this texture in here and stuff. And so this artwork's got beautiful detail in it, but then the downfall is I have to make it look like this tee, because that's the thing about retail prints that are being sold in stores, and they've already been out there in the store. They end up needing to look like the other shop's print so that things look consistent, because our order is going to be put on the same rack where they may have some left over from the previous shop, and they don't want to have a drastic difference. Now you will get some differences, but they won't be drastic as long as your target is to make it look like the printed shirt, the sample that you have. And that brings me to another topic. When you're doing this type of work and you know that you're pulling an order from someplace and you got to make it look like the previous order, well, make sure you get a physical shirt sample, and then also send that to your color separator so that they know what their target is. Don't pull a fast one on them and send them the art and have them separate it and say, oh yeah, by the way, it doesn't look like the other sample that we have. Well, you should have showed them the sample in the first place. So yeah, that's a good tip. But I just wanted to blow this up and take a look at some of these areas like sand and 4-color process. Now, again, this is 4-color process on a base white on a dark shirt with a highlight white. And so, you know, when people say, oh, it can't be done on a black shirt, it's done all the time. But that's the 4-color process. And it's even using those rosette patterns, those various angles. So this shop had their process down very good. Yeah, you can see the rosette patterns there that way. But they're even printing, like I would have used the spot blue in here for sure. But after looking at this closely, I believe they only used cyan and red, the magenta, and black over top to get this school color. So they're trying to match Pantone colors in the artwork, crackers, for these navies. And as you would know, navy's hard to control. I don't know why they wouldn't have just used another spot color. Let me look at this one right in this area here. Yeah, I would have used the spot color normally, but again, I'm trying to duplicate what this company had done, so I did not do that in this case. Yeah, and so in general, when you look at this on a wide perspective, it looks like they may have used the spot color, but in closer inspection, you can see it's actually made up of cyan, magenta, and black to create that navy kind of PMS 289 color. And, you know, they came out with good sand colors, but, you know, I mean, that's not a challenging color that much in CMYK as much as, I mean, it'll go a little, it can shift a little in color tone, but not drastically like when you're trying to match a Pantone color. Let's look at a good sand right here. See how the cyan is made up of red, yellow, and blue, and black. Very light percentages of black, but they're in there. But overall, you know, that's a good print. 4-color process on dark shirts. The other thing that I'll mention on this that's unique about it is they did flash between each color. That, therefore, is making the dots very crisp. Can't really blow up on that too much. Yeah, but those dots are pretty crisp. If they were printing wet on wet, these would be spread out more and softened up and merging into each other, where here they're just laying right on top of each other. I think that's a good example of flashing between each color. They don't blend as easily, so they more so rely on the halftone dot and the size of the halftone dot. Like, you can't do that as easily with 45 line screen as easily as you can 65 line screen, and I'm sure that's what they used here, 65. But it's good print.